Welcome to the Small Business Network Show. Welcome to Dr. James' Small Business Show. Small Business Network Show. Welcome to Dr. James' Small Business Show. Welcome to the Small Business Network Show. Welcome to Dr. James' Small Business Welcome to the Small Business Network Show. Welcome to Dr. James' Small Business Welcome to the Small Business Network Show. Welcome to Dr. James' Small Business
How sweet it is. We here. We made it. Globe Life Park, Arlington, Texas. Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network. We co-host Brittany Wise. How you doing, Miss Brittany?
I'm great. How are y'all?
Doing pretty good, pretty good. I heard you had a little thing going on, I think, at the library, you said, right?
The Soto Civic Center.
At the
Soto Civic Center. I heard you got it going
at the
down.
Bragg University event.
Oh, cool. So how did that go?
It went excellent. It's almost like a networking event outside of the amphitheater, so it's pretty cool. The opportunity for Black and brown women to come and brag on themselves and about all their accolades and accomplishments. The mayor is here, the councilwoman is here, quite a few people here, so it's pretty cool.
Oh, man, that is awesome.
All right.
That's what I'm talking about. Getting by the getting is good. I love that.
Yes, sir. How sweet it is.
That's right. Co-host Mr. Sonny, he'll be on momentarily. We have our fashion expert, Miss Helen.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
That's what I'm talking
Hey,
about.
Miss Helen.
We have our
Brittany.
business expert, Miss Joy. She'll be on also momentarily. So, Miss Helen, how's your day going?
Well, it started out really good. Felt real good this morning, but just as I was coming, I got a word that one of my closest schoolmates passed away last night.
Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, but I'm going to be okay because she's lived a great life.
I got you. Man, it's
Wonderful life.
I hear that.
it's sad to always start off kind of with that kind of news, but I guess
Yeah, but
all of us are headed that way one day. Huh?
oh yeah, for sure.
We're
for sure.
on course. We're going to start with our co-host, Miss Brittany. Miss Brittany, let's talk about services. How do you price your services?
Well, for me, that's something that I find that a lot of my clients struggle with is, oftentimes we're doing something that we're passionate about and we love doing, and we're trying to figure out if I'll do it for free anyway. So how do I price it? How do I put a price on something that I love that I'll do for free, or something that I'm passionate about? And I'll admit, it was something that was hard for me as well. So one of the ways that you just determine your price, you can Google or research other companies that offer the same services that you offer or the same product that you offer, and price according to how they have it priced. Somewhere in the same ballpark. If you have product that you sell, of course you want to make sure that you make a profit. So you want to, how much does it cost you to make the product? How much does it cost your time, effort, energy? If what I'm doing, if you can't go anywhere else and get the information for free, or, sometimes you can't get the information at all because that's just how valuable the information is. So you want to make sure that you price accordingly.
Which is better, high or low?
It just depends on what you're doing. There's really no right or wrong or rhyme or reason. I mean, we see how Walmart comes in and they price everything low, and that's kind of their target. That's their target, to have the lowest price, and they market it that way. Most of the time, they're probably not the lowest price, but they do so well at marketing it that way that people think Walmart might have the lowest price. So, but then you have the Louis Vuittons or, the Gucci where, they go high on the price tag, even though the product might be $5 for them to make it. Mm-hmm. They charge you an obscene amount of money because they want to sell you on the luxury brand and the idea that only rich people buy this or the cool people buy this. So
right.
There's really no right or wrong to how you price your own items or your services. You just want to make sure that when you price it, you're happy and comfortable with that price. So sometimes I'll get people, like, I'm going to be honest, I'll, do business with somebody who's, a new entrepreneur, and they'll have a price that they're, charging me for the product, and I don't bicker with your price. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not negotiating with you. Mm-hmm. Dr. James going to negotiate with you. I won't. I'll just be like, well, whatever the price is, if that's what you're charging me, I'll pay you that price. Yeah. But then if I have an issue with the quality or what it is, if I have a complaint, then your customer service is lacking, and you're telling me, well, you only pay well, you priced that. Like, I didn't set that price.
Right.
But I still want quality product with the price.
Right.
You follow me? So a lot of times people lose out because they price so low, or they're trying to be so competitive with their pricing, and then they're not happy with having to put so much work in and get so little in return. Well, you are in control of your own prices.
Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, Ms. Helen, how do you price yours? How do you price your services?
I try to get right in the middle. Like Ms. Brittany says, I go and I look at other people's. If they have some of the same products that I'm offering, I'll check their prices in comparison to what it has cost me to make the item. And basically that's how I go about pricing mine. I add up the cost that it's cost me to produce it.
Got you. So, Ms. Brittany, let's talk about profit. What is a profit and how is it calculated?
So basically your profit is the difference between the cost of the product and what you sell it for. So in Miss Helen's case, Miss Helen makes clothes. She's a fashion expert. It might cost the profit. How you determine your profit is she would determine how much is it for the fabric, how much is it to sew it. Is my sewing machine? Is she using a sewing machine? How much does that cost? How much does the extra accessories that goes on it cost? How much is it to make this product? If it costs $5 to make it, then she wants to sell it for $10, and she sells it for $10. That means her profit was $5. It cost $5 to make it. She sold it for $10. She made a $5 profit.
Right. That's exactly right.
Awesome. Got you. So how do you profit when you're offering a service?
So that was the part that's kind of that was always tricky for me, because a lot of times I've offered products in the past, and it's pretty easy to, price a product. But then when you're pricing a service, it's a little tricky because you're putting a price tag on almost intellectual property on something that you're doing. Say an attorney might charge you $120 an hour to do work. Well, how much work does it require to write a contract? How much, so that's pricing a service. So typically when you determine how do I profit on the service, you want to calculate how much time as well as resources, how much research, how much intellectual property. So am I taking information that I know from my own experience? You want to calculate that.
Right.
Because it's my experience. So when you have somebody like Dr. James with 20 years of entrepreneur experience, he's been working for yourself for 20 years, that's valuable for somebody who's trying to figure out how to get away from their job to work full-time for themselves.
Gotcha.
That's a value. That's your price. You're putting a price on that service, so to speak. You're saying, okay, this is my intellectual property. I'm charging you for my knowledge, my expertise. I'm charging you for my research. I took the time to research it. I took the time to go to school for it. I took the time, and that's how you offer. That's how you price your profit on your services. So if you're offering a service, that would be the best way to start. Like it's a little bit harder because you're really just sitting down and saying, okay, well, I went to school and I got a master's degree, and it cost me $40,000. Now, how much of that is important, and how much of that do I need to charge someone for my expertise and my services?
Got you. Let's move into team essentials. Who is essential for your team in business?
So this right here it's almost a make or break point for a lot of business owners. A lot of times we're solopreneurs. We're used to, if it's our baby, we have a hard time trusting people with our baby because we started it and it was our idea. And it gets pretty tricky when you start saying, okay, well, you need to build a team around you if you want to grow. We're so used to doing everything ourselves. How do you build a team around you, and who's important on that team? Well, first of all, your CPA is vital, your accountant, your tax professional. These are the people who's going to keep the IRS off your back. Anybody who's dealing with your bottom line, you don't want a whole lot of people in your money pot.
Right.
And anybody dealing with your bottom line, if they can keep you from being audited, keep them around as long as possible.
Amen to that.
So your accountant is vital. For people who are well versed in tax laws, because that's going to be the difference in you keeping money or losing money.
Right.
And a lot of times people want to go I'll do it myself with Taxify or, whatever all these other little tax things are, the software. Please don't do that if you have a business.
Right.
Because they're not going to tell you everything that you can write off in your business. That's not what that's designed for. The IRS is not going to tell you everything. They want to keep as much of your money as they can. So when you have a tax professional who's been trained and certified in all of the different tax laws, they'll be able to help you keep more of your bottom line. And that's important. That's essential to have in business. You got to have a tax professional. Do not try to do that on your own. An attorney. You want to have an attorney, somebody who understands corporate laws, who understands how to write contracts, how to read contracts, because when you start getting into issues with legal, that could cost you a lot of money if you don't do it. Like if you have somebody that can just look over your stuff and say, hey, this is a good contract, or interpret it for you if you're not understanding how to interpret a contract before you sign anything.
Yeah.
You need to have an attorney that can just say, okay, yeah, that looks good, or they're saying this, and this. This is the agreement. Okay, do you agree to that? Okay, cool. Because that could cost you later on. So a lot of times in business, you can avoid a lot of costs later, more costs later, if you pay a little bit up front. You avoid a lot more later on. So you also need someone who's, I won't say a mentor, because a lot of times business owners will say, I need a mentor. Well, not so much a mentor as it is just somebody who's more knowledgeable than you.
Right.
You want to have somebody that you can call and say, hey, what do you think about this? Is this a good idea? And they just help you look at it from a different perspective, especially if they're well-versed. For me, I've been in business for so long that somebody new in business, they're freaking out about stuff that's like, okay, you don't need to really freak out about that. Like, and that just comes with experience that, okay, it's going to be okay. So having somebody in your corner that says, okay, don't worry about that, just do this. And it helps ease the anxiety. It helps move the business forward. It helps move you forward. How do I balance everything? Answering basic questions that somebody who has more experience can easily answer for you is also essential. And then just having somebody who can just tell you, just sit down and relax. Just having somebody that can do that for you is also important. So having that friend that you could trust to, bounce ideas off of. Okay, thank you. And bounce ideas off of, or that you can really trust and say, hey, I got this new idea. It seems like it's going to be $1 million idea. Sometimes we get so afraid that somebody's going to steal our idea. We have no idea how to actually get help in executing the idea. Right. So you want to have somebody like that on your team that you can just trust and say, hey, I got this idea. What you think? And then go from there. So what y'all think, team? What else did I miss?
You didn't. I think you hit every point. I love it. I love it. And on that note, we're going to take a commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to get into event supply business. So we'll talk about that right after this. Hello. I am Dr. James, founder and CEO of MBC Global Enterprises. I want to show you my black card. This is a black card that not only can you use for your personal gain, but you can make money from it. We're talking about monthly residual income. You can make money from it. But again, this is a black card, a MasterCard for your personal gain and to make money from it monthly, residually, and leveraged income. I'd love to tell you more about it. Ask me how. We're looking forward to helping you get one. Have a great day.
They tear my system down, tried so hard to keep you out. I went crazy by myself, crying alone. Anxiety, it keeps me on the edge, close to jumping off this ledge. I sip perp to clear my head since you've been gone. These knees, they tear my system down. Tried so hard to keep you out. I went crazy by myself, crying alone. Spaced out, staring at the ceiling. Talk to my demons, ask for a reason why I feel the way I'm feeling. If I'm the one who cheated on the sex without no meaning, I like to keep her heart safe, but mine stop beating. Now I try so hard to stay medicated, so I don't have to face the wrong I've done. I take these energies, they tear my system down. Try so hard to keep you out. I went crazy by myself, crying alone. Anxiety, it keeps me on the edge, close to jumping off this ledge. I sip her to clear my head since you've been gone. These hands, they tear my system down. Try so hard to keep you out. I went crazy by myself, crying alone. Anxiety, it keeps me on the edge, close to jumping off this ledge. I sip her to clear my head since you've been gone. Since you've been now I try so hard to stay medicated, so I don't have to face the wrong I've done to you. Take these they lay I need such a tear my system. I need soldier. Any soldier.
Hello, everyone. I am Dr. James, host of Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network, broadcasting live each week on Saturday at 1 p.m. from Fishbowl Radio Network studios at Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas. Log on to hear us talk about and feature small businesses and the life of a small business, the struggles, the triumphs, the daily operation, the grind of starting and running a small business. So be sure to log on each week on Saturday at 1 p.m. to catch Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network. Let's jump in. Let's jump right in. We back. Arlington, Texas, Globe Life Park. Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network. I know Miss Brittany had some questions for us about event supply business, right, Miss Brittany?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So can you help people start an event supply business, Dr. James?
Yes, ma'am. I sure can. I absolutely can.
How?
Great question. So let's say that you want to start this kind of business where you want to rent out a lot of different things like chair covers, table covers, sachets, so on and so forth. So a lot of times getting the inventory is going to cost you quite a bit. So in my case, I have a ton of inventory and I rent it out already. So the key here is you can go through me. You can start your event supply business, get your customers, and obviously get it from me. You rent it out, and then you upcharge your customer. Like that's just how this works. Matter of fact, you go to McDonald's, that's how it works. Do you think that they get their burgers and meat for the same price that you pay? No, they get their burgers and buns and pickles a lot cheaper. And then they get it, then they upsell it to the customer, and you got to go buy that burger for 99 cents or $2 or $3, whatever the burger is. So same thing here. You have an event supply business. Everyone has to get it from somewhere, right? So everyone has to get it unless you're making everything, and you're not making all of that. So you have to get it. So the key is I can be your supplier. You can start a bit. You don't even have to touch it. You can just market it, advertise it. When someone wants it, you come and rent it from me, from MBC, and then you can go ahead and rent it out and add a 50 cent, dollar, whatever, and then you make it. You know, somebody rent out 100 table covers from you and you marked it up a 50 cent. Well, you've made a $50 profit. So, yeah, that's how.
Sounds great.
Wow, Dr. James, you really are the Walmart of the business world because you got so many businesses.
I love it.
Look, I know you teach courses, different business courses. Which ones do you teach? Let everybody know.
Okay. Which one do I teach? Well, we're going to start with I teach a business course for existing businesses or a business course for startups. So if anybody's ready to get started, let's start from scratch. If anybody's already in a business and ready to grow, let's keep going. Also, I have an entrepreneurial course. This combines business and it combines taking action and mindset and ideas. Same thing, an entrepreneurial course for startups or existing. Also, I have a network marketing course for people that love network marketing or love the structure of network marketing. I show you how to become a network marketer, new and existing. Also, I have a course for making money online from home. That one is, it doesn't matter you new or existing or startups, but the point is I teach you how to make money online from home. Also, I have a course to help you make money from your cell phone through cell phone apps. I teach you how to do that. Also, I help people get vending machines. I help people get ATMs. So all that's included, and I think that's a plethora of courses to help you make money or grow in different fields in what you're doing.
Okay, yeah, that's quite a few courses. So how long does the courses take?
How long does the courses take? So it all depends on how much you pay, right? So some people, if they're going to pay it all up front, then some courses can take 3 or 4 weeks. Some courses could take a month or 2. If somebody's going to pay weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, then it could take months, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year and a half. It all depends on how a person pays.
Okay, all right. So let's switch a little bit. I want to get into your investment team. What's the function of the investment team?
Okay, so what that does is, what we try to do is anyone that's needing capital, and for people that don't know what that means, needing money. Let's say I had a customer a couple years ago that wanted to start a basket business, and she wanted to put certain things into the basket. So acquiring all those items plus the basket, I think she to get like 10 of those type of baskets was going to cost about, I'm trying to remember, I think it was like $300 and some dollars. And that was for 10 baskets. So obviously she was just starting. So $300 was kind of steep for her. So what we did is she had to pay a $75 fee. And then me and 2 other investors bought the baskets for her. So we bought 10 baskets and we split it between us 3. And then what happened then is we don't just give her the basket. How this works is we work with her to sell those baskets. So we keep the baskets in our hands, because obviously we're not going to give you a basket and then you decide that you don't want to do what you should do. So we would help sell those baskets. So it took us about a good month to sell 10 baskets, because the person was kind of busy and this and that and not having time to take their time to sell their baskets. So we took our time with her, but we sold 10. Once we sold those 10, then we bought more baskets, and then we sold about 5. Then we bought 5 more baskets, and then we made our profit. What we did is, not only did we get back our portion of those 3 baskets, which again was like 100 something a piece, we got that back 100 something a piece, and then we made 150 more a piece in profit. And then we gave her 10 baskets, gave it to her. Now she can do as she please. We used to just give the money, but sometimes people get the money, and if they're not disciplined enough, they'll take that money and use it on something else. And oh man, I had to buy a new tire. So that's not what this is for. You're trying to use the investment team to grow your business or help your business. So we gave her the 10 baskets to go and now go sell them herself. Mm-hmm. We're happy. She's only spent $75 for $380 baskets. Mm. So that's how that investment team works. That's how it functions.
Okay, so how can a person join the team?
So how this works is it's a $150 investment and to become a partner. And it's a lifelong thing. It's not like you pay every year or nothing. You pay one time and you become a part of the investment team. And I normally go up to $1,000. I don't go over that, because then people, paying that is steep. 1,000 can be steep, but obviously, you'll have to vet certain people that wants 1,000. You have to make sure, 750 or even 500. But typically under that amount, I don't have to vet you, because obviously you're gonna have to pay a certain amount. If you want 1,000, you're gonna have to pay $250 anyway. So depending on what you're gonna do. So who wants to lose $250? Now some people will. But a lot of people pay for courses. Imagine you going to college and not finishing. Now you owe $25,000. But people do that all the time. You go, you don't do, and you owe $25,000. So so people will do that. So to join, it's only $150, one time, lifetime fee. That is absolutely it. How you like that? Now tell me about now, Miss Brittany. I'd like to ask you though. I know that you teach certain courses too. What do you teach?
So I teach my business entrepreneurship. It's my business mastermind course, and I'm just teaching how to start up your business. Entrepreneurship 101. It covers the basic steps of what you need to do as an entrepreneur to get started. I also teach, Dr. James, you put me on the spot just a little bit. I also teach my entertainment course on how to get into in the entertainment industry through my talent agency. And I'll probably teach some other stuff. But right now, that's all I can think of.
Well, that's enough. Well, that's plenty.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, I know
That's
that.
keeping me pretty busy.
Absolutely. I know Miss Helen, she's going to be starting a course. Tell everyone about that course, Miss Helen.
Yes, I'm endeavoring to begin a beginner's sewing course. Just teaching basic sewing, how the machine operate, the parts of the machine and their function, and along with a little simple sewing project to get you started and a good feel of the machine and what it is to be able to put something together and to create an item. So yeah, I'm looking to do that very soon. Between now and this time next year, I'm hopefully have already begun the class and maybe even had a fashion show along with that.
That is nice. I know that
How sweet it is.
how sweet it is. I know that we talked about pricing, and I guess we have to talk about it just a little bit more, right?
Oh yeah.
And so to try to get that organized in a way that's more beneficial for the customer and yourself.
Exactly.
And so I think that is absolutely huge.
Yeah.
And so what I'd like to actually move into for our own type of topics, Miss Brittany and Miss Helen, I'd like to ask you about investing. I'd like to ask you both, should you invest in your business or have others to invest? What do you say, Miss Brittany?
Both. So typically, if it's something that you believe in, how do you expect somebody else to invest in it if you're not willing to invest in it?
Come on.
Right,
That's
right.
it. That's it.
So typically, investing in yourself, puts you in a position where you feel like you have to do it, like you have to do something. You need to do the work. Your money is in it, tied into it. Your time is tied into it. Your resources is tied into it. Your family is tied into it.
Come
So it's like, okay, now, yeah, I need to do something with it at this point.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely, you need to invest in yourself. But that also positions you to where if you meet someone who wants to invest in you, typically they're going to ask you 21 questions, right?
Right.
Like anybody that says, oh, will you invest in my company? The first thing I'm going to say is, okay, what is your company? What do you do? I want to figure out not so much as am I willing to invest in it, but what is it? What is it that you're doing? So that puts you in a position to where I've seen people get defensive when what you ask me for money,
Right,
and you're defensive with me, right? So I'm asking you, so I know that whatever it is that I'm investing in, I might want to, push it forward with you.
right.
A lot of times we shoot ourselves in the foot because we're not taking the time to say, well, this person could help me in the business, not just give me money for the business.
Yeah.
Right.
I think with that that brings you back to that fearful of telling people about your idea, thinking that maybe they might snatch it up and run with it faster than you can, But it is good, I think, that if you can convince someone of what it is you're trying to do, and their investment in you will push you even further in it. So you have to be open, I feel, to express your business to someone if you want someone to invest in what you're doing.
Well, having said that, we want to ask you, Ms. Helen, about presentation. Is it necessary in business to have a presentation?
Absolutely. I really believe it is, because the presentation really is, like I was saying, it tells you about who you are, what your endeavors, and how you can be a benefit to the community or whatever the item is that you're offering, how it can really help someone else.
What exactly is a presentation?
Well, I looked it up, definition for the word presentation. It came out, there's two parts to it. The first one says the giving of something to someone, especially as part of a formal ceremony. The second part, it says a speech or talk in which a new product, idea, or piece of work is shown and explained to an audience. So that's the type of presentation I was looking at in business wise, where we can present our product and show exactly what it is we're doing and what we have to offer to arrive a wide variety of people.
Sweet. So, what would be the best person to give this presentation?
I feel that someone, especially the founder or the person that is starting the business, would be one of the best people to do the presentation. But on the other hand, if you have someone that really knows how to put words together, bring real life to what it is you're trying to do, I think they would be a good person too. Someone who has an investment, I think, in the business would be a good person as well to do a presentation.
Let's get into weathering the storm. First of all, what is weathering?
Weathering. I looked that up as well.
And secondly, what is the storm?
Weathering the storm. This is basically just my opinion of what weathering is being able to go through some difficulties and come out okay.
Okay.
Or to stand strong in a dangerous or difficult situation. As we spoke on maybe last week or a couple of weeks ago about when we have an incident in our business and things seem to be going bad, and it's all new to you. You never experienced such a thing, in your business. And to be able to keep hope alive in that business would be weathering the storm.
Right.
And the storm itself would be those things, those situations where maybe the economy goes bad, like we had the COVID. This is a storm we're standing in. But if we can stand strong, keep the hope alive, then we can overcome it. And that's what I was saying about, weathering the storm and the types of, things that would pertain to a storm.
So when the storm comes, you just have to do what?
Stand strong.
Stand strong.
Look
I like
up.
that. Okay.
Look up. Your help is up. Don't hold your head down. Keep looking up. Keep the faith. Keep the hope alive. Why do we hope for something that we already have? So if we don't have the good days, the good time, and the money flowing in, we keep hope.
Listen to those hot grits.
Hot grits, okay?
Let's talk about a little. Let's talk about a little. Not a lot right now. Let's talk about a little. What do you do when you only have a little?
Well, that's like in the beginning. When you first start out in your business, you have a great idea, and that's just a little. But it's a great idea to you. You can see it as being a lot more than what you just think or what you have put on the paper. That can be just a little. And even after you have begun to manifest those things that you put on the paper, they can still be small and not a lot.
So do you change the appearance of things to reflect that you only have a little?
This question, I believe I was thinking on the terms of a person that has already gotten established in their business and have been running real good and has a lot of supply and stuff. When those storms come, things begin to dwindle down because you may not be able to purchase like you used to. You may not have the customers that you've always had. But if you still believe and have that strength to believe that it's going to get better, you can reposition things. You can move things around. You can bring things in that you had not put in before to keep your business looking bright and strong.
What kind of attitude must you have when you only have a little?
You have to have an attitude of it's going to happen. It's going to get better. It is going to grow. And I am determined, committed to making it happen, reaching out.
So in other words, having that relentless attitude and knowing that it's going to work out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I love that. I love that. How about you, Miss Brittany? Do you have any thing to kind of touch on as it pertains to the weathering or the a little type of terms that Miss Helen brought up?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, they kind of one and the same, weathering the storm and, what to do, what kind of attitude to have when you only have a little. You really just want to make sure you keep your eyes on the prize. So, the faith of a mustard seed is one of my favorite analogies that Jesus used in the Bible. Because the mustard seed is one of the smallest seeds, but it grows one of the largest plants.
All right.
And in addition, the mustard seed also, if you plant it under concrete, it'll still move to find the sunlight so it can grow.
All right.
So that also brings me into faith without works is dead. So even with a little, Jesus said we can move mountains.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like it doesn't take much. It really doesn't take much, because with a little, it'll still propel you forward. As long as you have a little bit of belief that yes, this is going to work, you'll still do the things that you need to do for it to prosper. Even if you don't see it rooting in the ground because the roots are created in darkness. But it's those little things, doing a little bit every day. It's like when you're on a weight loss journey. Nobody loses 100 pounds overnight.
That's right.
You lose 5 pounds, and then you lose 6 pounds, and then you lose 2 pounds, and you just keep. I'm not a part of that. Then you just keep moving forward, and then next thing you know, you lost 100 pounds after 6, 7 months.
Absolutely. I love it. How sweet it is.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
So we're at the end of our show, guys. We're so glad that you tuned in, whether on the radio or viewing. We are so excited everybody tuned in to our show, and we will see you guys next show. But what we're going to leave you with is a lasting commercial to talk about invested. And we'll see you guys next week. Same channel, same day. God bless you. We'll see you guys later.
Have a great day.
Hello. Dr. James here, from founder and CEO of MBC Enterprises. If you want to use our investment team, just let us know. You can use us to help you get into your own business. Use us to get into any kind of real estate, get you a company car, for your projects, your inventions, whatever you need, you can use our investment team to help you get started. We want to know how? Let us know. Phone number is 469-765-5327. And again, use our investment team for anything that you think you need investing in, especially businesses and more. You let us know. Phone number 469-765-5327. We're looking forward for your phone call and for your dreams of getting started. Have a great day.
Hello, everyone. I am Dr. James, host of Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network, broadcasting live each week on Saturday at 1 p.m. from Fishbowl Radio Network Studios at Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas. Log on to hear us talk about and feature small businesses and the life of a small business, the struggles, the triumphs, the daily operation, the grind of starting and running a small business. So be sure to log on each week on Saturday at 1 p.m. to catch Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network. Let's jump in.
Welcome to the small